Coming up on AgweekTV, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says innovation will help overcome uncertainties in ag. We'll meet some women who are working to improve mental health among those who work in agriculture.
A tour celebrating 100 years of one of the biggest names in big equipment makes a stop in West Fargo.
And we'll meet a couple getting ready to retire from farming after more than 70 years in the field. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. In a time of uncertainty, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says one thing that remains certain is the resilience of the state's farmers. The governor used a trip to Farm Fest to highlight the state's ability to innovate in ag and energy. Walz says the depressed commodity prices are causing concern, although cattle producers are feeling good. But uncertainty continues around trade deals, rural economies, and health care for rural communities.
But I think more than anything, it's kind of just the uncertainty. This is an uncertain business, whether, some of those things. I think around trade is an issue they're bringing up. And then I think a lot of them are talking like the rural issues, like around rural hospitals and rural economies. What is the impact of some of the trade bills going to happen, or some of the reconciliation bill? But I think overall, we've had a pretty good summer. I think crops are in pretty good shape. Again, those commodity prices are too low, but it's a resilient group of folks.
Walz says the state government is trying to expand global markets. They'll be making visits to Ireland, Switzerland, and Germany soon. But he says Ag Commissioner Tom Peterson is also working to create markets at home, particularly with sustainable aviation fuel. Cattle prices continue to soar and hit record highs, while the grain market prices take a hit. For cattle ranchers, the cheap grain prices have helped cut their feed costs when their cattle are already selling at all-time highs. But experts warn ranchers that replacing their cattle after they have gone to market will be harder than ever before.
Well, what does become the issue for the cattle market is the guys, once they sell the cattle and they have to refill up with more feeder cattle to come back in, they're finding the cost extremely high and a lot more risk as the checks get bigger and bigger to write out to replace the cattle that they just purchased or got rid of.
Schultz predicts cattle prices will keep sustaining or even increasing into the winter months. A southeast Minnesota couple is nearing their final harvest. In this week's AgWeek cover story, we meet Keith and Pat Kisrow, who say after nearly 75 years of farming, this year's soybean harvest will be their last.
And that one there is a 1957, the red one.
For all of his 94 years, Keith Kisrow has called this farm in rural Olmsted County home. But he says this year's soybean harvest will likely be his last.
I've been putting in about 120 acres of soybeans every year, and then I do the planting and the chisel plowing and the working up and the spraying and the combining. I still got doing that this year yet, but next year I think I'm going to retire.
The Kisrows stopped raising cattle years ago and stopped planting corn in 2018. But now Keith and Pat say the work is just too hard for them to keep up.
It's getting harder. I got to crawl up the grain bins.
Keith began farming with his dad while he was still in high school.
And then in '49, the tractor cost $2,269. I remember that.
Pat has worked alongside him throughout their 72-year marriage.
I guess I have been out there pretty much all the time.
I couldn't operate without her.
Kathy Wilson is one of their 5 children. She has fond memories of growing up on the farm, even if it was hard work.
We were pretty much tied to the farm. We didn't go a lot of places. And these two have such a strong work ethic. Oh my gosh, it's work, work, work.
Well, I'd like to do it. I'd like to keep on. I like running tractor. I can do that just as well as a 21-year-old guy. But anything else, you get into labor, you don't have the wind anymore like I used to. They don't have the strength. And old age.
You can read more in the next AgWeek magazine or at agweek.com.
Farmers, the future of your operation starts today. Thinking about expanding? Grow smarter and store bigger with Brock Solid Grain Bins from Gateway Building Systems. With decades of expertise, we build custom storage solutions that increase capacity, boost efficiency, and maximize profits. More storage means more control over your success. Get your Brock Solid Grain Bins now. Give us a call or go online to gatewaybuilding.com.
Whether you are a farmer moving a single piece, a contractor updating your fleet, or a large dealer needing to liquidate assets, Dagger Machinery will come to you and handle every step of the process.
Dig, lay, and bury drain tile all in one pass with the Crary Tile Pro Plow. The Crary Tile Pro Plow lays tile up to 7 feet deep with boot sizes of 4 to 12 inches. Advantages of installing drain tile to your field provides increased overall yield, improved soil moisture levels, and controls soil erosion. It pays to tile with a Crary Tile Pro. To locate a dealer near you, visit www.crarytilepro.com.
We offer the full lineup of brand products. Big ones are going to be your conveyors, your land rollers, grain carts, high-speed discs. Those are going to be the very popular ones that we see out in the countryside and we like to have on hand here at all times.
Brand does a really good job of supporting the products and providing the parts on time and when you need them. For a full line of brand products, give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
With Weber Inbound, good help is never hard to find. Power your workforce solution through the H2A Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program. We'll handle the details, so you can focus on bigger things. Find Labor Inbound at Big Iron.
Our cereals crop tour continues this week. Jenny Schleck stopped to take a look at the spring wheat crop in central North Dakota.
Thanks, Emily. I'm here with Jaden Russell, the NDSU Extension Ag and Natural Resources Agent for Morton County. And Jaden, tell me a little bit about this field that we're standing by.
Yeah, so we're south of Flasher here on a wheat field. I mean, all summer long they've been kind of teetering back and forth. Are we going to be in a drought? Are we not going to be in a drought? But they've had rains at the right times all year. This one's been ready to harvest for probably a week already. But I talked to the producer yesterday and they'll be out here tomorrow morning bright and early as long as it's not so dewy and they'll be harvesting away. So,
what kind of yields are we seeing so far in this area?
Yeah, so they're slightly above average. I talked to the producer yesterday, north of Flasher. It was above 45, so above the average. I think it was right around 50. That's kind of what they're seeing in southern Morton County at least. So
we've had a lot of wild weather in this region, winds, hail, rain. How has that impacted this crop?
Yeah, so there was a small hailstorm that came through here early this summer in June, but most crops have rebounded really well. Luckily we haven't had a lot of severe weather late this season that's impacted a lot of harvest reports, but yeah, they're rebounding great this year.
Good. And with all that wet weather, are we seeing any head blight or any disease pressures?
You know, surprisingly enough, I haven't heard a lot of reports of that. A lot of it's just been wind damage and the humidity that's setting back harvest. But as far as diseases and stuff, I haven't heard of nearly as many as I thought I would this time of year. So.
Okay. How about pests? You know, a lot of times in this region we see a lot of grasshoppers, but we have had that moisture. Has that kept them away?
Yeah, the moisture's kept it away. We've also had cool summer nights, which is nice too when it comes to the pests. I know early on in the summer we were a little nervous about grasshopper pressure and other pests, but I think with the large amount of moisture that we've gotten, cooler summer nights, I think that's kind of suppressed them enough to keep them away and keep them too destructive. So.
Okay, anything else that we should know about this crop or any of the cereal crops in Morton County?
Yeah, I mean, a couple things I've heard is protein percentages are kind of low this year, especially around here. The load that the producer took yesterday up to New Salem was at like 13.6, and that's about the lowest that some guys are taking them now at the co-op. So that's something that we'll have to tackle after harvest and once we get good averages across the county and just kind of see, why that's happening, because it's kind of a shock to a lot of producers with high yields and low protein percentages, just kind of seeing what happened there. So
all right, well, thank you very much, Jaden Russell with Morton County Extension.
That concludes this year's Cereals Crop Tour. South Dakota State University brought home a championship award in the 2025 International Food and Agribusiness Management Association Global Student Case Competition. It was held in Brazil in June. SDSU had 2 teams in the event. One team won the entire competition. The other made it to the semifinals. There are over 25 teams from around the world competing.
One of our teams made it into the final rounds, and then we were pretty nervous in the banquet as they were announcing who the winners were going to be, and then they won the competition. So yeah, it was pretty exciting.
The students covered a wide variety of topics with these case studies, including combating rapid growth, bouncing back from bankruptcy, and geo-environmental factors impacting the companies they were analyzing. All the teammates come from different backgrounds and majors.
Each of us had our own different strengths and different parts of the case study that we were able to really break off on and really do more with. So I think that really helped us because we weren't all kind of really interested in doing the one exact same thing.
While Catherine is unsure of her career path after college, she says this competition helped her gain a lot of good experience that she will use in her career. Ahead on AgweekTV.
Have what it takes to overcome challenges, raise more bushels, and grow a long-lasting legacy? Absolutely. At Peterson, we'll help you reach your potential and maximize returns on every acre.
As your farm evolves, so do the challenges that come with it. At Superior Grain Equipment, our systems are built to make your job easier and help your grain reach its full potential. From gentle drying to durable storage, get the flexibility to market your grain on your time. Superior Grain Equipment, proven solutions to help you grow.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. Service techs, come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, affordable health insurance, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
At Vatterstad, we're partnering with North American farmers to create the perfect emergence. We're doing this with new and innovative tillage, planting, and seeding solutions, optimized for the field conditions that you face, and with industry-leading capacities to help you get the job done in short windows of time, so you can maximize yields. Vatterstad, we look forward to growing together.
We offer the full lineup of brand products. Big ones are going to be your conveyors, your land rollers, grain carts, high-speed discs. Those are going to be the very popular ones that we see out in the countryside and we like to have on hand here at all times.
Brand does a really good job of supporting the products and providing the parts on time and when you need them. For a full line of brand products, give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
You work well under pressure, fighting the clock to get your seed in the ground. At Peterson, we've got your back, always. Count on us to deliver what you need, when you need it. Peterson, seed smarter, grow stronger.
AgWeek Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
What does the weather have in store for us as we head into the heart of August? Here's Lydia with our AgriWeather Outlook.
Hurricane season is about to ramp up. Climatologically speaking, on average, the peak of hurricane season is September 10th, which puts us in the middle of August right about here, which means the waters through the Gulf and through parts of the Atlantic Ocean are really starting to heat up. This week in particular, they're sitting about 4 to 5 degrees above average. Bathwater. And these systems rolling off the coast of Africa love to work with all of that warm energy, that warm water, which strengthens these systems. Now, I'm not calling for a landfall by any means, but we do have Tropical Storm Aaron out there. We've checked off a couple of names on the hurricane list this year, which will bring at least some choppy waters to the east coast of the United States. We've got some big gearing systems, though, out in the ocean and off the coast of the United States. A big low pressure system kind of in play there, which can steer this thing away from the United States, but the high pressure can kind of push it toward us. So we have to watch to see who wins. As we roll through your jet stream pattern here, you'll actually see a little bit of a swirl off the eastern coast of the seaboard there. So some choppier waters and some changes possible to the overall pattern because of that hurricane system moving in. That can linger as we go throughout August, the rest of August, and even into September as we make our way toward that peak part of hurricane season. Just an interesting thing to keep an eye on. The East Coast has seen a lot of rain, so any rain from hurricanes or, of course, strong winds and storm surge can lead to an even greater threat for flooding in that direction. We will watch for a little bit of a jet stream change as we go throughout the next week or so. Look at this blue color up in Canada. A cooler air starts sneaking its way down to the south, taking aim at places like the Corn Belts, the I states there. Iowa, Illinois, Indiana can easily see a big cool down over the next week or so. There comes that little bit of a swirl, that potential Aaron hurricane. Meanwhile, heat builds further out to the west and sneaks its way up into the northern plain. So we are looking at an uptick in our temperatures as we roll into the middle part to late part of August, while the eastern half of the country really sees a cool down. That dip in the jet stream can also be a steerer or a changer when it comes to any tropical systems. So your temperature outlook as we make our way past the middle of the month indicates a bullseye of heat out toward the Rocky Mountains, the Rocky Mountain West. We're right on the edge of that where we could easily see some above average temperatures, especially the further west that you go. Western parts of the Dakotas, western edge of Minnesota in line for at least near to slightly above average temperatures. Now taking us toward the end of August, all the way to August 26th, this is that big dip in the jet stream that I mentioned, where below average temperatures are likely to spread their way further off to the south, including the Corn Belt and the Great Lakes. Out to the west is where we're ramping up our temperatures a little bit more, or at least staying near average. That's what the gray means. Some of that yellow-orange color indicates slightly above average temperatures, and your likelihood of seeing above average temps rampens up as you travel even further out to the west. As for precip, we are looking at a fairly dry pattern. Not so much so this week, but by the time we get to next week, things do look a little bit drier to late August.
Farming is more than just a job. It's a way of life. It's your hard work, your investment, your future. At Superior Grain Equipment, we're here to protect it all. From durable grain storage to gentle drying and handling solutions. We build systems designed to last, and we stand by you with service and support every step of the way. Superior Grain Equipment, proven solutions to help you grow.
Big Iron is back for its 45th year, September 9th through the 11th at the Red River Valley Fairgrounds. Visit the largest egg event in the upper Midwest with over 900 exhibits, showcasing the latest in autonomous equipment, egg technology, and farming innovation. Attend live equipment demos, network during expert-led sessions, enjoy food vendors, and parking is free. Don't miss Big Iron, presented by Cass County Farm Bureau. Learn more at BigIronFarmShow.com. That's BigIronFarmShow.com.
With Weber Inbound, good help is never hard to find. Power your workforce solution through the H2A Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program. We'll handle the details, so you can focus on bigger things. Find Labor Inbound at Big Iron.
Hamilton
Middleton System Inc. in Drayton, North Dakota is the North American distributor of the Fantini corn and sunflower header. Both the L03 corn head and the G03 sunflower head have a simple, high-efficiency, low-maintenance PTO-driven gearbox, which eliminates slippage and power loss even in the most trying conditions. These heads are built with a solid one-piece frame and tubular steel construction that will withstand the harshest field conditions. Available in models from 4 to 18 rows, they adapt to any combine and come with a 4-year warranty on the transmission units.
Farming is more than a career. It's a lifestyle, a calling, and a badge of honor. That's why it's important to have a banking partner who doesn't just understand the farming industry, they understand your farm. At Bremer Bank, we've spent more than 80 years working side by side with farmers like you to help you invest in and grow your operation. Season after season, from one generation to the next.
Mental and physical well-being are vital to everyone, but are sometimes overlooked in the ag industry. Ariana Schumacher spoke with some women who are helping to shine a light on these sometimes taboo topics in agriculture.
Because the ag industry is so kind of a shut down topic. We don't like talking about our mental health because it seems like there's bigger issues and there's more problems to be had than our own personal issues.
In 2021, Emma started posting on her social media pages, Ag with Emma, about topics in the ag industry, sharing her knowledge and her story.
I went on custom harvest crew, I went and worked on a farm, and now I'm working with an independent consultant as a crop scout and kind of learning the ropes there to get my CCA and stuff like that.
In 2024, she lost her brother to suicide. This led to her sharing her story and about the topic of mental health on her platforms. She shares ways that she takes care of herself as she goes through grief in hopes that it will help others do the same.
Because it's hard to pull yourself out of that, and I know that there's so many people that struggle with that, so if I can provide my vulnerability so that someone else can try to help themselves, then that's worth it.
Emma is one of many people in the ag industry sharing their story and trying to spread awareness about mental and physical well-being. Andrea Fleming is a fifth-generation farmer from southwest Minnesota, where her family has a cow-calf, feedlot, and row crop operation. She began sharing her story online on her page, That Fit Advocate, when she didn't get into veterinarian school.
I did not get into vet school and I was kind of feeling really lost, struggled with my mental health that last semester. So I kind of reignited my fitness journey and jumped back into a little bit of social media. I said if I, told Instagram that I was going to show up, I wouldn't quit on myself. And that started from there.
While being in the ag industry can be extremely busy and exhausting, both of these women say it's important to find time to prioritize your mental and physical health.
I make sure I pack a lunch every day that will fill me up, that keeps me going. Fuel is really important. I make sure I'm getting quality sleep at night, shutting down early if I need to. And that's really hard for us to accept, but sleep, nutrition, moving are the three biggest ones that I like to focus on.
We already live a quite stressful lifestyle at times, and I think it's truly important to keep doing what we do. We want to keep farming, we want to have that generational family moving on, and if we don't take care of ourselves even just a little bit, it gets really hard to do day-to-day things.
In Baltic, South Dakota, this is Ariana Schumacher for AgWeek.
You can find both Ag with Emma and That Fit Advocate on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Ahead on AgweekTV, we'll take you back through 100 years of Caterpillar history.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. Service techs, come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, affordable health insurance, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
Farming is more than a career. It's a lifestyle, a calling, and a badge of honor. That's why it's important to have a banking partner who doesn't just understand the farming industry, they understand your farm. At Bremer Bank, we've spent more than 80 years working side by side with farmers like you to help you invest in and grow your operation. Season after season, from one generation to the next.
The Crary Revolution Ditcher is the new standard for surface water management. The Revolution Ditcher leaves a smooth finish 5-foot flat bottom cut and cuts up to 10 inches in one pass. Throw dirt in either direction, up to 165 feet. Now with the hydraulic cross auger to break up dirt and keep you working faster. Check out the Revolution Ditcher at Crary.com.
Summer will be gone before you know it. And so will the best prices of the year at Lichty Homes. For 70 years, we've been building dreams for families in the upper Midwest. Join us as we celebrate our 70th anniversary with incredible prices on brand new 2025 homes during our summer sale. Don't miss out. Secure your dream home now and have it move-in ready by fall. Visit lichtyhomes.com or your nearest Lichty Home Sales Center and let us build your family's next chapter.
At Advanced Grain Handling, we know downtime is not an option. Whether you need a short-term repair or a redesign for the future of your farm operation, Advanced Grain is here to help. We have inventory in stock and crews ready to get you up and running. Advanced Grain is your one-stop shop for site repairs, expansions, and full system builds. Call us today at 701-788-8925.
Caterpillar has been one of the biggest names in big equipment for 100 years. This week, the company brought its Centennial tour to West Fargo, North Dakota. As Rose Dunn reports, the company continues to evolve to meet changing needs.
In 1925, the Caterpillar Tractor Company was formed to build steam and gas-powered farm equipment to replace machines run by horses. 100 years of Caterpillar history is laid out in this traveling display.
We're letting all our employees be part of a celebration.
Paul Olson is the facility manager of this Caterpillar remanufacturing plant in West Fargo. It's one of the stops on the Centennial Celebration Tour. It shows how the company is changing with the times, from an emphasis on farming, later to highway, construction, and mining equipment, and more recently to power generation for artificial intelligence.
You know, 100 years is a big deal, and just to be a small part of that is really something special, something that we're proud of.
At the 375,000 square foot West Fargo plant, 260 employees take used Caterpillar equipment and refurbish it into like-new condition for resale. This event is a good chance for employees to learn about their company's century of history.
Yes, I mean, you don't hear that very often anymore, really, to be honest with you. So to be part of a company that's been around for 100 years, that's pretty exciting and very proud. Very, very proud.
Olson says there is a lot of opportunity for the company as technology continues to develop.
The next 100 years, it looks pretty bright.
In West Fargo, this is Rose Dunn for AgWeek.
The Centennial Tour is making stops at Caterpillar facilities around the world throughout 2025.